Rich Heinz. No matter how big or small your family picnic, the best things in life never change.
To quiet a hacking cough, soothe a sore throat, and make a stuffy nose feel clearer, come to the Vapor Action Formula in Hall's Cough Suppressant Tablets and feel better fast. Come to the halls of medicine.
Introducing new Fresh Mint Gum, the freshest mint. The coolest cool. That's quite a package. New Fresh Mint from Trident.
When she was 6, her dad taught her how to ride a two-wheeler. When she was 9, he helped her explore the universe. But for all their love and attention, there was one lesson left untaught. Susie's parents never taught her about drugs, that drugs kill. When you don't say no to your kids about drugs, it's like saying yes. For a free parent's guide to drug prevention, call 1-800-624-0100.
The showdown in the Gulf. The Allied nations continue the assault against Iraq and the battle to free occupied Kuwait. Will the conflict widen? And on what fronts will the Allies attack next? Stay with CBS News for full coverage of the latest developments tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Oscar winner Angelica Houston is Clara.
Clara had 2 or 3 chances to marry me.
Strong enough to walk the line between a man's world and a woman's desire.
I love Gus, but I wasn't going to fight you for him every day of my life.
Her powerful story continues on Lonesome Dove, Tuesday.
Just about a year from now, the citizens of Iowa will gather to make their presidential preferences known, the beginning of the American presidential nominating process. Events in the Middle East today will likely have a major effect on how they vote in Middle America next year. Frank Courier has more.
It's 10 below zero on a snow-swept dairy farm near Atlantic, Iowa, and Larry Harris starts another day just like his neighbors, but out of step with most Midwest farmers in his belief President Bush made a big mistake going to war.
Feeling of sadness that, you know, there are people that are suffering and a lot of economic resources that are going to waste.
This is Iowa, some say one of America's most peace-loving states, where presidential candidates test the political landscape every 4 years, where last time voters said no to George Bush in both the caucus and general election. Iowa, where yesterday more than 2,000 anti-war activists staged the biggest rally in state history.
What was the rush, Mr. President? What were you rushing into?
I think Iowans overall are troubled by what's happening, but you have to remember that Iowa is part of the upper Midwest, which is the traditional ground for American isolationism.
Here in the only state with a Republican senator to vote against the resolution declaring war, there's a strong belief among farmers that America has no business policing the world.
We should be taking care of our problems at home. And I'm not an isolationist. I just believe that there's bigger problems that present themselves here.
Without a single military base in the state, Iowans have few economic links to the uniform. But when 160 guardsmen and reservists from Mason City were called to war, the emotional send-off was from the heart.
See you later. I think there's a strong feeling that this was one war in which there were alternatives that one could have some hope for. And you do hear that debate going on in the anti-war protests.
And in her influential statewide newspaper, the Des Moines Register, which has taken a tough editorial stand against fighting while still supporting the troops. It's a dilemma for Renee and Michael Mayer, whose 19-year-old son Scott is a Marine reservist in Saudi Arabia.
I guess maybe since we're already in the war, I hope that I have to bite my tongue and say, I was wrong, President Bush was right. But I'm not sure that that's what's going to happen in the end.
They are faraway voices troubled by war in a state with political memories that still haunt the president, where fears for the future are as cold as a January morning. Frank Courier, CBS News, Atlantic, Iowa.
We've talked a lot about the air war. There has been some sporadic ground fighting going on up near the Saudi Arabian-Kuwaiti border. Numbers of troops involved, we simply do not know. War reporting is too often a numbers game, though. There are other ways to define how the battle's going. A look behind the numbers when we return.
When you're cooking your best, nothing tastes quite like butter. Nothing bastes quite like butter. Nothing bakes quite like butter.
Butter.
Butter! When you're cooking your best, nothing tastes quite like butter.
When your eyes feel extra dry and irritated, they need extra relief. Visine Extra gets the red out, plus an extra medication soothes, cools, and moisturizes dry, irritated eyes. Visine gets the red out and a whole lot more.
They ate the same lunch, got the same heartburn, but his antacid is very different. His Tums has calcium. Most antacids don't. Regular Rolaids uses an aluminum salt. This uses aluminum and magnesium. So does this. Of all these, only Tums helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium you need every day.
Something my body needs anyway. I like that.
Calcium-rich Tums. That's the one you want.
Oscar winner Angelica Houston is Clara.
Clara had 2 or 3 chances to marry me.
Strong enough to walk the line between a man's world and a woman's desire.
I love Gus, but I wasn't going to fight you for him every day of my life.
Her powerful story continues on Lonesome Dove, Tuesday.
We thought we'd bring you the latest pictures of what we believe to be the re-entry portion of a Scud missile that fell in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia tonight. No word on where the warhead went. No injuries reported in Riyadh so far. Despite the efforts of journalists and others, what we know about the Gulf War is still only sketchy, especially given the censorship everywhere. There are a series of hints at how it's going, though. There are plenty of hints if you listen to the leaders and listen to the lead. Behind the numbers, you can get some idea how their morale and their determination is.
This picture was sent to me from my daughter, Kimmy. She's in Fayetteville, North Carolina. She writes me about 1 letter a week, sends me a little picture. Keep it, she said, to look at it when I'm feeling sad.
So that's going with you?
Oh, yes, it's going with me.
Things are going about as we expected them to go. We are carrying 9 U.S. aircraft lost. We are carrying 14 individuals missing in action.
I would like to tell my wife and family that I am alive and well.
I would like to tell my mother and my father and my sister that I am well treated and that they should pray for peace.
I would make the strongest appeal that these people be treated properly, that they be given the treatment that is accorded to them under the international conventions, and they are not being.
To my wife and children, I miss you very much. I am in good hands and being treated well. For the children, please study hard at school.
If he thought this brutal treatment of pilots is a way to muster world support, he is dead wrong.
Go ahead and do a good G pattern, lay back center mass, and give me an on the way before you send it over.
I've been here for about 4.5 months, and I'm ready for anything right about now. Ready to go out there and do what we have to do.
All I can say is we're doing what the president orders us to do, and we're going to do it willingly and with great force. I don't care what the protesters say. We're just doing our jobs.
I'd say in the last 10 days, morale has peaked, and these guys are ready. They're on the razor's edge, and they're ready to go in there and kill some Iraqis and get home.
We'd received words that there was possible Scud alert, incoming Scuds. Shortly thereafter, we received the first volley of Scud missiles headed towards this area and successfully knocked them out of the sky.
Can you tell us why these attacks have only come at night?
No, I don't. You'd have to ask Saddam about that. I'm not sure. I guess he thinks Americans sleep at night. I don't know.
How do I feel about the mission? I'm ready for it. That's how I feel about it. I'm ready to do it and get it over with, go home.
We're now through day 5 of Desert Storm, a day of bad weather over Iraq and clouds over the home front. Tomorrow, the weather is expected to clear in the battle zone and U.S. airstrikes can be expected to increase again. But the pictures from this day that will stick are those of the captured airmen. A reminder that even in this high-tech, computerized world of war, wars in the end are fought by humans, flesh and blood, men and women. I'm Dan Rather. Stay tuned to CBS News for the latest on the showdown in the Gulf. For your late local news coming up next, and then for America Tonight following your late local news. Good night.
CBS News for continuing coverage of the showdown in the Gulf.
Americans at war, a battle on the home front against fear, against terror, and against ourselves. A special edition of 48 Hours, Wednesday.